For my future directions project, I interviewed Vince Fedorowicz, the head athletic trainer at Missouri Valley College, as well as Paul Plummer, the owner of PXP Endurance. First, let's start with Vince. In our interview, he went over a bunch of different settings that he was able to work in, so with pro sports as well as in a high school setting as well as a college. So I feel like during our interview, I got a lot more insight into the clinical setting. So he went over specific hours that he works and how it differed between the different settings. Whereas when he was traveling with the pro teams, it was a lot more intensive and required more of him because he was traveling a lot and there were longer hours dependent on how many games or matches or practices that he had to attend. Whereas with the high school, he said that you were able to create more of a flexible schedule. I felt like with my own experience working clinically at the high school right now, I brought it up to him that under my preceptor, I feel like she's not able to work flexible hours. So he kind of went over different things dependent on the amount of GAs or how trusting you are with your GAs or the people below you, whether you're able to kind of disperse some of the workload. So he said that within your flexibility, those kinds of issues matter. And then within the college setting, he was able to work up from an assistant athletic trainer to now holding the head athletic trainer position. And then so he went over kind of the schedules and the intercollaboration between the athletic trainers that he works with there now, and how he's able to kind of establish between the athletic trainers what sports they want to work with, how many sports that they'll work with, and then the practice schedules as well as the game schedules. And he was able to give me an estimate of the income between each of the three settings, which was very nice. And then we kind of went over how conducive these settings are for like a family lifestyle, because obviously I would like to have kids and a family. So we talked about the flexibility and which setting would kind of be more conducive to a family lifestyle. And then with Paul Plummer, I was able to actually go to his facility and kind of experience his schedule and the things that he works with every day with the athletes and rehab as well as strength training. So the day that I went was Saturday, so I was able to see the athletes come in and get prepped for their run as well as come back from their run, and then some of them use the compression boots. And then during the run there was a rehab patient that we went over. He worked on her back, and then we discussed different things that he's accomplished in his life, different settings that he's worked with. And with him, I really enjoyed his facility as well as the knowledge that he was able to give to me through his tips. He held a lot of high standing positions as well as got a lot of recognition for all the work that he's done, as well as creating and accrediting a lot of athletic training programs. So I felt like that was very insightful. And then while his space was a little bit smaller because it was just in one room, he had all the essentials, and he talked about the key tool that he needs is his knowledge as well as his hands. And so I would ask him about using different techniques, and he would always refer back to his hands. And that's insightful for me because we are learning all these different techniques and using laser as well as e-stim and different modalities. But the key factor is we have the knowledge base as well as just being able to use our knowledge and work through the things that we feel, or just muscle manipulation through our hands can go a long way. And I discussed with both of them the things that brought them to their careers, and I thought it was interesting because they're both very similar, that they either sustained an injury or something happened to someone close to them and it revolved around an injury, and that's what brought them to this career.